It is important that we begin the process of helping children to best understand themselves, their own portfolio of life experiences, and the connection between these life experiences and the decisions that we make. Am I truly ready to be a parent? Do I have readiness? What does it take to be a parent? What life experiences have I had that I can amass that could support my establishment of readiness to be a parent?
I have been involved with child support for 25 years or more in all different capacities. And one of the things that really became evident to me is that in order to really help somebody with child support issues, we have to reach out before they have a child.
We got here with this programming because our Family Support Division has been working with fatherhood for quite some time, about 8 years now. And in that process, we discovered that 80% of teenage pregnancy is a result of children growing up without father figure in their life. 90% of the teens that are involved in juvenile system had no father figure in life. And so one of the things that has happened and evolved out of working with fathers, getting them to be responsible for being in the lives of children, is now saying, let's go work with the youth and see if we can't keep this from happening.
The material came together by looking at what our leaders of tomorrow need, and more specifically our young minds, our 7th and 8th graders. And in thinking about that, I began to explore what the variables are. Part of what leads to risk-taking behaviors, and more specifically early and unplanned pregnancies, is oftentimes associated with children not having a full understanding of their own portfolio of life experiences.
The programs and curriculums are important, specifically the Parenthood Can Wait curriculum, which is aimed and targeted at a older age group. And they're important because at that age and where those children are in their situation in their life, they may have made some wrong choices. And that even though they might be 16, 17 years old, they've actually been on this earth for very little time. And they have a long future ahead of them.
My biggest takeaway was that my expectations were not always going to match my reality. When thinking about parenting before, you think of the fun moments, all the easy stuff that's going to go into parenting. But then after the course, you kind of see the toll that it can take on a person. The fact that a child's needs are always going to come before my own. I'm very glad I took it, because you just get those extra thoughts that you would not come up with on your own. You get ideas and feedback from other people, and in the classroom setting, also your peers, and it's just good to get all that extra information.
Parenthood Could Wait is very important because I see examples of kids that are having kids all the time. Most of these kids have a story. Most of these kids have a struggle, and most of them are missing some of those basic skills that you need to be successful.
I think for a teenager who is just hearing this story, this different viewpoint for the first time, it certainly is more challenging than had we been able to articulate that to a young person. And like I said, they flip that script as they're growing up. But I think one of the most important pieces of the curriculum is to say that even if you're just hearing this for the first time, it's not too late to change. It's not too late to formulate a new opinion or a new perspective. And while it's difficult, it's not impossible.
And that's the essence of these programs, is that we want students and we want our participants to see the full picture on who they are and who they can become before they have a burden or a duty to shape somebody else's mind to determine who they are and who they can become.
Our children today have unique needs. They are preparing for a society that we haven't seen before. And so they are coming from a vast portfolio of life experiences and challenges and obstacles at earlier and earlier ages today. And this demands that we think differently about what our children are exposed to, how we are partnering with parents, teachers, in the broader context of society to help ensure that they have the resources that they need to become leaders into their communities, to become responsible members of their families, thus making a contribution to the broader context of society. Healthy children leads and improves healthy families, which leads and improves healthy communities, and this benefits everyone.